desk, and I got to ask first, being your first real job, are you thoroughly happy with it? Are you enjoying your first real job?
Yeah, this is really fun for a first job.
Awesome. So seeing that, highest in the KDA, how's it feel? And do you feel like that's something you strive for? Or it's just coming out of the practice and coming out of all the hard work you put in?
I don't play specifically to have a high KDA. It just sort of happens when we play. My team's really good, and if a team's good, the jungler doesn't have to die too much. So I think that's led up to my KDA.
Awesome.
And that was a rather quick game against TSM. Did you expect it to turn out that way coming in?
I actually did not expect that much of a one-sided game. We scrim them a lot. They're probably the team we scrim the most, and they give us a lot of trouble in scrims. We're about even. So
what in that game allowed you guys to pull ahead so much then?
I think their picks weren't as practiced as other stuff that they've run. I don't think either of us are that practiced on 3.9, and they tried bringing out Yorick, Vayne, Rise, which we've actually never seen them run in a scrim before, so I don't know how much they've run it. And then the game snowballed really hard because we saw Yorick ward our blue, so I knew he had no ward spot. So I was able to go down there, make him burn flash, and then once Rumble 6, he just killed him.
And how is this game different for you? Because usually you're known as one of the junglers that kind of sit in lane and soak up experience a lot. You did that a little bit less this game. What was that? What was that point for?
We didn't have a 2v1, so there wasn't as much pressure on towers early, so I had more time to farm my jungle. They had Zac, which isn't the best ganking jungler early. Usually his pre-6 ganks are pretty weak. So I didn't have to worry about counter ganking too much, so I was just able to farm and put out a little bit of pressure on Yorick.
Awesome.
And with the relationship you guys have with TSM, to get back to it a little bit, how did that develop and how does it continue to grow? Are they kind of your main practice partner here in the LCS?
I'd say they're our main practice partner. We don't only play them, but we play them a lot, and we're good friends with them, and we talk about the game with them. And what was the second part of your question?
I think that was pretty much covered it. I got another one, though. Where really, now that you guys are 14-2, where do you go for the rest of the season? Do you continue to just try to dominate NA, or do you start looking forward?
We don't start looking forward. Every time we've got complacent, we've lost. Both of our losses, we sort of went into it being like, oh, okay, our record will be this after we win, and then we lose. So we've really tried to be humble the whole time, and we just take it one game at a time, and there's still however many games left in the season that we need to win. So we're just focusing on that for now.
And when you guys are playing against Team Solomon, you guys say, the matches can be 50-50. Are there these instances that happen to you guys when things kind of fall apart as well? And TSM has been able to do this?
Oh, yeah, for sure. A lot of times one little thing can go wrong, and it snowballs the entire game.
So showing that it's any given day, will you guys start to look forward as well? Because that's not going to make you complacent. It's only going to make you better.
I hope we can get to Worlds, but I'm not expecting... we're not planning against international teams yet. We're still focusing on NA for now.
Okay.
And something about your games in NA is your communication and decisiveness seems to kind of be a little bit above the other teams. Why do you think your personalities mesh so well within Cloud9 to get along well?
I think we're friends foremost before teammates, sort of. Like, we trust each other a lot, and we have just really good communication with each other. If someone makes a call, we just follow it. We don't hesitate. We don't talk back to each other, whatever. Just we get over mistakes fast in the game, and I think that's something that we do that other teams don't necessarily do, and it makes us good.
So I kind of like put you on the spot here. Is there something that, in the back of your mind that Cloud9 could work on right now? Because a lot of the fans and everybody isn't seeing any flaws with you guys. Is there anything that you guys kind of are working on in the works or in the background?
Yeah, we're learning a lot of different champions. We typically play the champs we feel are the strongest, and Riot also feels they're the strongest, so they happen to be the ones that get nerfed. So we have to change up our champ pools a lot, and so that we have to work on that a lot.
And talk to me a little bit about Alex Penn, who, when I went down to visit you guys, is in the house with you. How much does he help with this type of process?
He helps a lot. He does a lot of research on the teams. While we're scrimming, he writes down every pick and ban we did for that scrim, and then how the scrim turned out. He writes down key points in the scrim that he doesn't necessarily tell us what to do, but he tells us what happened, and he sort of looks at patterns and gives us suggestions. He studies international teams, and he's a huge help.
Awesome.
So how do you guys feel coming up now to the rest of the season? Is going to be your most threat? You guys obviously have Vulcan. They like to play a lot of champions. You do. But who else is practicing or you're scrimming against that you think is really going to be a dark horse here?
I think Vulcan is probably just the best team or has the best chance of beating us. TSM is actually still a strong team. They're in a little bit of a slump this season, but I think they're still going to be really good by the end.
And if you guys, if you were ever to be in a slump, if you were in a slump in your gameplay, what do you focus on?
Well, we'd have to be in a slump for that. Sometimes
Right.
it's a communication problem. Sometimes people just get complacent, and when you stop solo queuing, generally mechanics sort of fall off, and that can be a
Okay.
problem for a lot of teams.
And do you think that might be why we've seen so much change in the LCS this season, or is it for other reasons? Why has essentially North America had so much turnover this season with you and Vulcan as the top?
I'm not really sure.
All right,
I don't know the answer to that.
fair enough.
All right, thank you very much, Meteos, for the interview. You guys doing so well. We're just running out of questions to give you guys because it's usually just win, win, win. But that's not a bad thing. Congratulations and best of your luck on the road to Worlds.
Thank you.
All right, everyone, it's time for our second match of the day, Curse versus Team Coast. Last week, Curse was able to pick up their game at 2 wins, while Team Coast dropped 2 of 3 and fell into a 4th place.